Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another English class here on verbling.com. My name is Lisa, and I'm one of the English teachers here at verbling.com. And in this hour, I'm going to be offering an English reading class. So if you have a reservation for this class, then you can use it now. If you don't have a reservation and you are a Verbling member, then of course you can join at any time. When you see the join class button, it's up above the video. This is a live streaming class right now happening on verbling.com. And if you want to join, you do have to be a member of Verbling. Okay, so hi Juan Pedro, how are you? Your microphone is muted, Juan Pedro. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. How are you?
Fine, I'm doing well. And you?
Great. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Has it started snowing yet in the Pyrenees Mountains?
I haven't read the history about we are talking about.
Oh, you haven't read. Yeah. No, I'm just asking you a general question. Has it started to snow in the Pyrenees Mountains?
Okay. Sorry. Yes, it's. I was thinking about the article.
Yeah, no. We're not going to start yet. We're going to wait to see if some more people join.
Okay. Yes, this picture has been taken in Pyrenees area.
Right.
Area.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is it snowing there
in the
now?
heart. No, in the spring season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All
The
right.
spring season.
Okay. But when does it start to snow there in the mountains? You know what I mean? Does it start to snow in November or December?
No, this picture has been taken. I remember now in April. In April.
That picture was taken in April.
Yes, it was a very snowy year.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
The snow normally is covered these mountains until the month of June. The month of May. Sorry, the month of May.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So a lot of snow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Diana, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Diana, where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia.
Bogota. Okay. Wonderful. Welcome to class.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thank you. Thank you. This is my first class in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
I'm very excited because of that.
Yeah, well, welcome. I'm glad you joined.
Okay.
Have you been watching any of the classes before?
No, in my company has a I don't know. Has
A class. Okay, has a special class. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I see. Great. All right. Perfect. Then you know how it works a little bit. Okay. And Bruno, how are you, Bruno?
Hello, Lisa. I'm doing pretty well, and you?
Good. I was just thinking about you yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not having, much time because of school.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Definitely.
How is school going?
Oh, so busy, Lisa. So busy, hard.
Hard? Yeah.
Yeah.
Studying a lot?
Yes. Do you remember the exam that I I told you
Yeah.
that I have. Yeah, so that's just 1 month.
One
To
more
to
month.
yeah,
Oh,
one
okay.
month. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to
Wow.
study a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is English a part of that exam or not?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, it is?
I
Okay.
think five questions of
Oh, okay.
English in
Hmm.
180 questions.
Oh my gosh.
There's only five.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a big test. How long does it take to take the test? Like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours?
It's 2 days. It's 2 days
Oh, 2 days.
and
Oh, wow.
2 days, and I think it's 4 hours and a half
Mm-hmm.
every day. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Big exam.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say hi to Juanma. Hi, Juanma.
Hi, how are
How
you?
are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, awesome. Juanma, where are you calling from?
I'm from Spain, from Alicante. You know Alicante? Do you
Alicante?
know? Yeah.
I have been to Spain a couple of times, and I lived in the northern part, but I have never been to Alicante.
It's close to Benidorm. Do you know Benidorm?
Mm, no, I've never been there before. It's in the south, right? Or more like the southeast.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Nice. You must
Nice to
have
meet you.
nice weather there, huh?
Sorry?
You have nice weather in that part of Spain.
Oh, yes. At the moment, it's warm, about 25 degrees.
Wow, okay. So, do you go to the beach?
Yeah, I usually go to the beach until October. It's possible go to the beach.
Wow, great. That's nice. Okay, guys. Well, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Hamid says he might join us a little bit later. So if anybody else is watching and you want to join, if you are a member of Verbling, you can join at any time. Anytime you see the join class button, that means there's space in the class. We can have up to 9 students at a time. And here on Verbling, every hour we have English classes, and also sometimes most of the hours we have Spanish classes as well. And so you have a lot of flexibility and a lot of options for different types of classes to take, and with different teachers. So this hour we're doing a reading class. So we're going to be reading this article, which is from the website called Courts, which has lots of different types of articles about different things. Mostly international things, so different topics related to things that are happening in different countries. So I just wanted to show you where I got it, but when we read, I always, or most of the time, I put the text into a Google Drive document, and then that way we can look at it together, and that way I can kind of manipulate it a little bit, because I like to go over vocabulary words and expressions. And if you have any questions at any time, you can always ask also. So you can read the article along with me by opening this document, or you can just watch the screen. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. All right, so the link is in the Verbling chat if people want to open up the document. All right, so this is about a toilet. And as you can see, there's some pictures here, so you get an idea of a rural village. And that's in Bangladesh. And this is the type of toilet that they're talking about. So it's not, it doesn't look like the regular toilet you might be used to in your house or something, but it's a new style that they can manufacture very cheaply and use in these types of places, these villages. All right, we're going to read about that. All right, this $1.85 toilet could save millions of lives. It is an idea so simple it can't fail. To improve sanitation in developing countries, an American firm has designed a toilet that retails for $1.85, or you can say it as $1.85. In 2011, the Gates Foundation launched a high-profile campaign among academics to reinvent the toilet. Inspired by the challenge, American Standard, a plumbing company, dispatched a team to Bangladesh to see if there was a market for a cheap sanitary toilet. Okay, why don't we start with Bruno? Oh, hi there, Andrew. Welcome.
Hello, teacher.
How
Good
are
to see
you?
you again.
Yeah, good to
I'm
see you.
doing.
Well,
Yeah.
say it again.
Uh, Go ahead. Sorry, teacher.
Okay.
I had little late, but I think it would be it better. Sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
okay. Andrew, why don't we go ahead and start with you then, just because you're in line there. It goes alphabetical from the left to the right. So since you popped in, that's okay. We have plenty to read. Andrew, why don't you read this part, and then Bruno will be next.
Okay. This 185 toilet could save millions of
Lives.
lives. It's an idea so simple it can't fail. To improve sanitation in developing countries, an American firm has designed a toilet that retails for 185. In 2011, the
Dice que ha entrado el micrófono.
Whoops. Yeah, if everybody can mute their microphones, that'll be helpful. Okay, thanks. Go ahead, Andrew.
In 2011, the Gates Foundation launched a high-profile campaign among academics to reinvent the toilet. Inspired by the challenge, American Standard, a plumbing company, dispatched a team to Bangladesh to see if there was a market for a cheap sanitary toilet.
Okay. Hi there, Hamid. Hamid, is your Verbling chat working today?
No.
No, not? Okay, so I'll use the group chat. Okay. All right, good. So let me go over some vocabulary here. So a couple of different ways that we can say money, especially depending on the amount of money. So this could be $1.85. It can be $1.85. It could be $1.85. So there's a couple of different ways that you can say that.
Corre que me estoy perdiendo la clase. Podemos trabajar los dos. Sí.
Juanma, keep your microphone muted so we don't hear your background noise. All right, so it's an idea so simple, a very simple idea, very common, plain, easy idea that it can't fail. So it has to succeed. So the opposite of succeed is fail. And the idea is they want to improve sanitation. Does anybody know what it means to improve sanitation?
Yeah.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Means it's clear and healthy.
Yeah,
to improve
right.
health.
Yeah.
To protect from disease.
Exactly. Okay, so exactly. So the idea of sanitation is, the idea of where does all the trash go? Where does the trash go? Where does our when we go to the bathroom, where does that go? All of that type of stuff is sanitation, and then to improve it means to make it better, like you said, to make it cleaner, and so it doesn't spread disease, that type of thing. So this is happening in, they want it to happen in developing countries, so countries where they don't have a big infrastructure of like plumbing and electricity and all those types of things that the developed countries have. So they've been able to design or to create a toilet that retails for. So the retails means that's where you buy it at a retail store and you pay this amount of money. So wholesale is when a company sells it to another company, business to business. But when a business sells it to a customer, it's retail. Okay. All right, so the Gates Foundation, that's Bill Gates' nonprofit organization. they launched a high-profile campaign. So they created and started this campaign, and it's high-profile. It means it's very popular. They did a lot of media, a lot of marketing of it. And so they, amidst or among or involving, you could really say, they wanted to involve a bunch of academics, people who work at universities and things, and they wanted to reinvent the toilet. So make it some different way. We have regular toilets in our homes, but they needed some other type of toilet. So inspired by the challenge. So this company was inspired by this challenge. They got excited. They decided, hey, what could we do? And so they dispatched a team. So to dispatch is the verb. It means to send. So they sent, in the past tense, they sent a team to Bangladesh to see if there was a market, to see if there is a market there for cheap and sanitary toilets. So sanitary, again, like you said, clean, a clean way to have a toilet. Existing facilities, if anybody has questions, make sure you let me know. Existing, and I know some people joined us, so hi everybody, we'll just keep going here. Existing facilities were wholly inadequate. Large vats in the ground covered by a concrete slab with a hole in the top. When the vat was full, it is emptied by sweepers, a deeply unpleasant and dangerous task. It is the absence of a seal on these toilets that contributes many of the problems around sanitation. Okay, Bruno.
Okay. Existing facilities were wholly inadequate. Large vats in the ground covered by a concrete slab with a hole in the top. When the vat was full, it is emptied by sweepers, a deeply unpleasant and dangerous task. It is the absence of a seal on these toilets that contributes many of the problems surrounding sanitation.
Okay, I'm looking for a picture of a toilet maybe we can see. So yeah, the idea is that in something maybe like this, maybe give you guys a picture here. It's not the right thing. Hold on. Okay, so if you see this picture here, something like this, this isn't even really a slab. But there's a picture here where you have a concrete slab maybe and a hole, and then that's the toilet basically. That's where people are going to the bathroom, and that's what makes it unsanitary, not clean, is the idea that it doesn't have any cover. So it's the smell is coming out, the heat, everything is happening, and so we call that unsanitary, so not clean. So what they're saying is the existing facilities, so the ones that exist right now, the ones they are using right now, are wholly inadequate. Wholly here means just totally, completely inadequate. So not adequate or not good. They're not, they're not working in. They're not taking care of the job. That's what it means to be adequate. All right, so they're just large vats. A vat is like a huge, something that holds something. Like in this case, it's a huge hole, but a vat could also be an actual kind of like a big trash can or some kind of big container. And they're in the ground, and they're covered by, so if you're paying attention to like the prepositions, they're covered by a concrete slab, so just a piece of cement on top there with a hole. So that's basically a primitive toilet is what you could call that. And then this is kind of the gross part. What happens when the vat is full? So a lot of people go to the bathroom, it becomes full, and then it has to be emptied by what they're calling sweepers. That's somebody's job, is to come in and clean out that vat. And of course that is deeply, here that means very, or totally, very unpleasant, not very nice, and it's dangerous as well. A dangerous task or a dangerous job. Somebody has to do this job, and it's not very nice. Okay, and the absence of a seal. So the seal means where you can cover it up and close it completely. That you can seal it. To seal something means to close it close like a lid or something, and this is contributing to many of the problems surrounding sanitation. Bruno, why don't you go ahead and read this last sentence there that was part of that.
Okay. There is no block on smell, nothing to stop flies spreading bacteria from the waste, and no incentive for users to keep them clean.
Yes, so there's this no seal, so there's no way to block, or to trap it so it doesn't get out the smell, and nothing to stop flies spreading bacteria. So flies, there must be, you can imagine this in your mind what it looks like, all these flies around there, and the waste. So the waste, obviously, what we're calling the waste is the pee and the poop in English. The pee and the poop, or the urine and whatever. There's lots of different words for those things. And so there's no incentive, no reason. Nobody feels like cleaning it up and keeping it clean. They just want to go to the bathroom there and then leave because it's pretty disgusting the way it is. All right, so since developing the sanitary toilet dubbed Sato in 2012, the company has sold 100,000 units across Bangladesh. Design constraints were considerable. It had to be manufactured to a competitive price, use minimal water, and require no change in behavior. The Sato is a bright blue piece of tough molded plastic that looks rather like the business end of a trombone. Okay, Diana. You can read that part there.
Okay. Since developing the sanitary toilet, Tubet Sato, in 2012, the company has sold 100,000 units across Bangladesh. Design contracts were considerable. It had to be manufactured to a competitive price, use minimal water, and require no change in behavior. The Sato is a bright blue piece of taut molded plastic that looks rather like the business end of a trombone.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Since developing, so developing just means creating, manufacturing. They have sold 100,000 units. So when in business speak, whenever you're talking about a product, each product that you sell is called a unit. So you don't necessarily say 100,000 toilets, although you could, but they call them units. All right, so they had all of these being sold in Bangladesh, and then they're saying that the constraints on the design were considerable. Constraints means, what it has to look like. It has to be this, it can't be that. Maybe there are constraints about how much it costs, what the design has to look like, or what it could be made out of, those kinds of things. So whenever you're designing a new product, you might have those types of constraints. They're the things that the verb to constrain means to kind of tighten you. Like you can't just do anything you want. You can't just use any materials at any cost. You have some kind of boundaries or limits that constrain you. All right, they were considerable, so that means there were quite a few of them, and these are some of them right here. It had to be manufactured to a competitive price. A competitive price means, it had to be something that people could actually afford. So a competitive price in the market is something that is not too expensive. Minimal water, so cannot use very much water in these areas. They don't have a lot of extra water. And require no change in behavior. So right now, they're used to doing it a certain way, and they don't want them to have to change their behavior about how they're going to the bathroom, that kind of thing. All right? So that's one of the constraints. Okay, so then they decide this thing. It's a bright blue. So we saw the picture a minute ago. For people who are new, looks like this. It's bright blue plastic. Tough molded plastic. So tough, of course, means strong. It's not flimsy or weak. Molded, that's kind of how it's shaped. So this is a molded shape there. And looks like of a trombone. So of the instrument, a trombone. I think people might not know what a trombone is, so let me just show a picture of a trombone really quickly here. This is what a trombone is, this musical instrument. So it kind of looks like the end here where the sound comes out of the trombone. Okay? All right, it uses half a liter of water to form a seal against smells and bugs. It is manufactured and distributed by a local firm using recycled material, mostly old chairs. Low input and labor costs, combined with the fact that it is retrofitted to existing facilities, has kept the price affordable for most. All right. Hamid?
It uses half a liter of water to form a seal against smells and bugs. It is manufactured and distributed by a local firm using recycled material, mostly old chairs. Low input and labor costs, combined with the fact that it is retrofitted to existing facilities, has kept the price affordable for most.
Good. So a small amount of water, half a liter, to form a seal, so to make a seal. So again, it closes, and so therefore it traps the smells, it doesn't let the smells go out, and also, of course, the bugs, the flies, that kind of stuff. Manufactured, that just means where it's produced, where they actually make it and create it, and then it's distributed by, so again, using the preposition by. Distributed means that's how it's sold to different stores and things. So a local firm or a local company puts it into different places around the cities, and that means distributed. So this company distributes the toilets to different places where people then can go and buy them. So it's using recycled material, mostly from old chairs, so old plastic chairs that are getting recycled and reused now. So low input, so they didn't have to put a lot of materials into it, and low labor costs, so it doesn't cost too much for the workers to make it, combined with, so these two factors, you could say these two factors combined with, so put together with the fact that it is retrofitted to. So when you retrofit something that's already exists, so they have a facility that already exists, the one that has the hole in the ground, and they don't have to knock that down and change it and build a whole new thing. They just make it fit. So that's what retrofitted means. So retrofitted to means you add something or change one part of something, but you don't change the whole thing. You make it fit to something that already exists. So that has kept the price affordable for most people. So if something is affordable for most people, they have enough money to be able to buy it. So here we're looking at it, and then you put it over this concrete slab already, and that's what it looks like when it's closed. All right, the World Health Organization estimates that inadequate sanitation costs the global economy $260 billion a year. Open toilets and latrines lead to bacteria being ingested and a range of intestinal diseases. Workers spend valuable time traveling to distant communal toilets on journeys that are often unsafe, especially for young women. Okay, Ismail.
Ismail.
This part right here, Ismail. Ismail, I can't hear you. Can anybody hear Ismail? I heard some sounds, but I'm not hearing you. Try refreshing your page, and then I'll come back to you. So, Juan Pedro, can you read that part right here?
Okay. The World Health Organization.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Yep. Sorry?
The World Health Organization estimates that inadequate sanitation costs the global economy $260 billion a year. Open toilets and latrines lead to bacteria being ingested and a range of intestinal diseases. Workers spend valuable time traveling to distant communal toilets on journeys that are often unsafe, especially for young women.
Okay, good. So the World Health Organization, sometimes you will see that abbreviated like that, so the acronym WHO, estimates that. So they estimate. To estimate means like to make an educated guess. So they're trying to figure out, how much money is this costing them. So inadequate, so again, not adequate, so not, it's not working, not sufficient. Sanitation costs the global economy, and the way we say this is we say the number first, 260 billion, and then we say dollars. Even though the dollar sign is ahead of the numbers, we say $260 billion a year. So that's how much they estimate that it costs. I like to tell people all the time because a lot of people forget how to say the money. So $260 billion a year. Open toilets. So that's what we're talking about, this idea that these are just open holes. A latrine is another way to say like an area where you go to the bathroom. So it could be several holes in the ground at once, for example. Let me see what you get. Something like this, this could be considered a latrine. So it's not just one toilet, but many toilets. So something like that. Okay. So this, of course, leads to means it causes bacteria to be ingested. When you ingest something, you swallow it and it goes into your body. So these types of bacteria are around the toilet. You could get them into your system, and then that can cause a range of. So a range of means like a lot of different. So a variety of intestinal diseases. So problems with your intestines, the inside of your in your stomach there, you have the large intestine, small intestine. You can have different types of problems, illnesses, diseases. Also, when workers, they have to spend valuable time traveling. So to spend time, they take time to go far away, distant, communal toilets. So that's the idea there. Toilets where lots of people go all together. And these journeys, this taking a walk maybe for 10-15 minutes to go to the bathroom somewhere, can often be unsafe, especially for young women. So maybe something happens to them along the way if they get attacked or something like that. Defecating in the open, still practiced widely in South Asia, ensures the contamination of agriculture and waterways. The human cost is still higher. 2 million people die every year from diarrhea. The WHO, a World Health Organization, has discovered that improving sanitation is the most effective way of reducing this number. Okay. Ismail?
Defecating in the open, still practiced widely in South Asia, ensures the contamination of agriculture and waterways. The human cost is higher still. 2 million people die every year from diarrhea. The WHO has discovered that improving sanitation is the most effective way of reducing this number.
Yeah, defecating in the open. So defecating is the kind of more proper way of saying going poop or shitting. So when you go poop or when you shit, that's defecating. Urinating is pee. So defecating in the open. So, where everybody is still practiced, is still done widely. So lots of places in the countries of South Asia still have open toilets where people are going. We say number 1 is urine or pee, and number 2 is pooping. So they're going number 2, we say. And of course, this ensures. It means, ensure means it makes sure, you're guaranteed to have contamination of agriculture and waterways. Waterways would be like streams and rivers, lakes, and where you know, irrigation ditches, things like that. So they're having contamination of those areas because of the poop, the human poop. The human cost. So whenever you talk about the human cost, it means the cost to humans, like in terms of disease or illness, or even in people who die, for example. So 2 million people are dying every year from diarrhea. So the pronunciation is diarrhea. And diarrhea is when you're going poop, but you're sick and it's more watery, and this can lead to you becoming dehydrated, and you know, you can be very sick, and you can even die that way. So it's diarrhea. Not very pleasant to talk about, but that's so you know how to say it.
Sorry, teacher.
Yes.
What about human cost? It's similar to die.
Yes.
Human cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't always necessarily mean dying, but it's whatever hurts human beings. So yes, of course, if you're dying, that's a cost. You know, like 2 million people are dying every year from diarrhea. That's a cost to humans. So it's like a loss. It's a kind of a funny word because it's used like almost like an economic term or a business term. You know, the cost to the company or something. But in this case, it's human beings. Yes, the effects on human beings, on people. Yes.
But it also maybe dangerous diseases.
Yes, exactly. So it could be like, for example, the human cost of certain things leads to more illness and suffering. That's also a human cost. It's suffering, illness, disease, and also death.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Diana, thanks. Okay. All right. Let's see. So they found out, you could say, that improving sanitation. So sanitation, what do we do with our, urine, and where do we defecate, and where do we do with this waste, human waste? Where does it go? How does it get processed? How do we deal with it? That's called, sanitation. Sanitation also has to do with what do we do with our trash? All the trash, or rubbish, as they say in England. What do we do with it? Where does it go, and how does it get taken care of so that it's clean and does not promote promote disease through bugs and bacteria and flies and all this type of stuff. All right, so they found that this was the most effective way of reducing. So if you're looking at the grammar here, effective way of doing something. So the doing is, you have to use the ing form. The effective way of reducing this number. Okay. American Standards, remember that's the company. American Standards Vice President of Research, Jim McHale, told courts, setting up a business model whereby people can buy an affordable, aspirational, locally manufactured product allows us to reach far more people than with a purely philanthropic approach. Okay, Juanma. Juanma, just unmute your microphone so then we'll hear you. Okay, Rafa? Maybe Juanma left.
Yeah. American Standards Vice President of Research.
Ahí donde hay que quitarlo. Habla ahora. Hello?
Juanma?
Sorry.
Okay, why don't you read that little paragraph there, and then it'll be Rafa's turn next, okay? So
Okay.
you can read this paragraph.
Yes. American Standards Vice President of Research, Jim McHale, told courts, setting up a business model whereby people can buy an affordable, aspirational, locally manufactured products allows us to reach far more people than with a purely philanthropic approach.
Okay, good. So he's the vice president of research. So in a large corporation, you might have different vice presidents of different departments. So a research is one department of a large corporation. Okay, so setting up a business model whereby, so you can say where or whereby, but it just means a business model that allows people to afford to buy a toilet. That's what it means. It allows these people to buy a product, in this case the toilet, that's affordable. Aspirational means it's kind of a funny word to use here, but you know, you can aspire to buy it. It's not something that's out of your reach. You can afford it, and it's also being locally made, so it's not coming from another country or something like that. And so he's saying that that allows us. So these criteria right here, these things, allow the company or the organization to reach far more people. So to reach far more people just means more people have access to this product. More people can be helped. And he says more than with a purely philanthropic approach. Does anybody know what that would mean? Philanthropic approach to this problem? What could he be talking about there? Do you guys know the philanthropic? Anybody? Silence. Okay. Philanthropy means when people give stuff away. Okay, so for example, Bill Gates might give $2 million to these people or something like that. So rather than trying to just give these people money through philanthropy, or rather than just giving them toilets, he believes that having it be affordable, so it's something that they can afford and they can buy themselves, that helps them more because it gives them more power. Sometimes the experience he probably means is when you just give people money or you give them stuff, they don't always want to use it, or they don't use it in the way that you thought they would. So if you only used a philanthropic approach to this problem, it wouldn't be as successful as this business model to make a very cheap, affordable toilet. That's what his opinion is there.
Sorry, teacher.
Yes.
As I got it, in other words, the philanthropic approach is something that that people get for free without paying for it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's when people donate. So I'll show you. So the kind of the definition of philanthropic is, I'll put it in the group chat, seeking to promote the welfare of others, especially by donating money to good causes, generous and benevolent is what it means. So yeah, rather than just donating things or money to solve this problem, they're creating a product that everybody can buy because it's very cheap and affordable and people can use it, and so it's like they take responsibility to help themselves. And so he thinks that's a better approach, a better strategy for helping this problem. Okay? Yeah, I think you understood it, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. The success of the Seto in Bangladesh has led Mikhail to try and apply the same principles elsewhere. Research is ongoing in Zambia, where water scarcity means the volume of water required will have to be reduced further. The absence of concrete floors, latrines are often covered with mud and wood, means the shape will have to be rethought. But American Standard's big target is India, where 620 million people live without clean toilets. Okay, Rafa, your turn.
The success of the Sato in Bangladesh has led Mikhail to try and apply the same principles elsewhere. Research is ongoing in Zambia, where water scarcity means the volume of water required will have to be reduced further. The absence of concrete floors, latrines, are often covered with mud and good, means the shape will have to be rethought. But American Standard's big target is India, where 620 million people live without clean toilets.
Yes. Okay. So basically, they had success with this toilet, and so they want to try and apply. So meaning here use, they want to use or apply the same principles, the same ideas elsewhere, so in other places. So their researching is, the research, here's a noun, is ongoing. So it's continuing in Zambia. So this is another country where they need clean toilets, but they have some other problems they have to deal with. So water scarcity. Scarcity means you don't have very much. It's scarce. So water scarcity means that they have to use even less water for the toilet. So the water required will have to be reduced further. So even more. They have to even come up with a design that uses less water than the Sato one. And they don't have concrete floors. So the absence of something means they don't have it. So they don't have concrete floors. Instead, they're covered with mud, which is just dirt and with water, and some wood, kind of like the one I showed earlier. All right, so this means that the shape, the style of the toilet will have to be rethought. So they have to rethink. They have to rethink or reconsider the design, the shape of it. But maybe that will be another company that does that, because it seems that American Standard, that company, their big target, so the place where they're going to focus a lot of their energy is in India. And of course, this is a huge number, more than, close to 500 million, or more than 500 million, or no, not quite a billion, but getting close to a billion. People live without clean toilets. So lots, this is twice the size of the United States in terms of population. The timing might be right. Newly elected Prime Minister Narendra Modi famously tried to offset concerns about his Hindu nationalist links by promising to build toilets, not temples, during his election campaign. And in his first Independence Day speech, he gave his government a year to install separate girls and boys toilets in every school in the country. Andrew.
The timing might be right. Newly elected Prime Minister Narendra Modi famously tried to offset concerns about his Hindu nationalist links by promising to build toilets, not temples, during his election campaign. And in his first Independence Day speech, he gave his government a year to install separate girls' and boys' toilets in every school in the country.
Yeah, the timing. So when we're talking about timing, it's like it's a good time right now. So sometimes the timing might be wrong, like it's not the moment, it's not a good time in history, or a good time this, today or this year, something like that, for it to work. But the timing might be right because they have a newly elected prime minister, and he has famously, so famously means a lot of people know that he has tried to offset concerns. So to offset means maybe people had concerns that because he's a Hindu, he might focus on, religious things like building temples or something, but he was able to offset these concerns. So basically, make it so that people are not concerned. That's when you offset something. You lessen these concerns, or you make it so that people do not have these concerns, because he was promising to build toilets, not temples. So that's kind of a nice catchphrase for a politician. I will build toilets, not temples, during his election campaign. So during before you get elected, you have the campaign where you're trying to tell everybody what you will do if you are elected. That's called the campaign. It happens before the election. All right, so he gave a speech, and he said they're going to install. So to install means to create, to set up. So right now, I guess boys and girls use the same toilets, and so they're going to create separate bathrooms, separate toilets for the boys and the girls in every school in the country. The benefits that toilets provide around comfort, convenience, security, and dignity could be more attractive selling points than health and hygiene, says McHale. If we get more people using good, hygienic toilets, the public health benefits will be there. But by focusing on selling the other, more aesthetic benefits, we realize them faster. We will realize them faster. Okay, Bruno.
Okay. The benefits that toilets provide around comfort, convenience, security, and dignity could be more attractive selling points than health and hygiene.
Hygiene, yeah, that's right.
Hygiene, says Mike Hale. If we get more people using good, hygienic toilets, the public health benefits will be there. But by focusing on selling the other, more
Aesthetic.
aesthetic benefits, we will realize them faster.
Good. All right, so the benefits. A benefit is something that's good about something. So the good things about the new toilets is that they give you comfort, so you feel better. You don't feel uncomfortable, you feel comfortable. Convenience, so they're easy to use. Security, you're safe. You don't have to worry about problems with getting hurt or getting sick or something like that. And also dignity. So it might be not so important to people who are used to it, but in the West, where they have more, use modern day toilets, when you go to the bathroom, you usually go to the bathroom by yourself. So this is the idea that you have some privacy. So not everybody is watching you while you're going to the bathroom. So that's the idea of dignity. So you feel, you don't have to be ashamed or afraid of people looking at you or something. All right, so those could be more attractive selling points. So a selling point from a marketing perspective is what you're going to talk about in terms of your product, what it gives you. It's a selling point that it's convenient, that you are safe. It's not. That's going to be a better selling point than health and hygiene. Hygiene means how clean you keep yourself. So, if you just go around telling people, oh, use the toilet, you'll be healthier and you'll be cleaner, that might not be as convincing as telling them about all these other things that they will get if they use the toilets. That's the idea here.
Sorry, teacher.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I have a comment. If I say it in a short way, that dignity and security is most attractive for people than health and hygiene. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You can say dignity and security are more attractive than health and hygiene. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, teacher.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah, it's a good idea to when I'm reading, you can be passive and just be listening, or you can be thinking, like, how would I say that, and would that make sense, and that type of stuff. That's going to help you remember better what these words mean and how to use them. So that's good. Yeah.
We're gonna have something like feedback.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see. So yeah, rather than focusing on selling the other more aesthetic benefits, we will realize them faster. So to realize something means to achieve it. So we're going to get more people to buy these toilets if we focus on selling them these aesthetic benefits. What it looks like, what it feels like, how it's going to be safe, that kind of stuff, rather than just saying, buy this toilet because it's healthier and cleaner. That's people don't usually buy things just because of that. They like to know these other things. So it's a marketing mentality and psychology type of thing. All right, so before we have a little bit of comments and feedback, what does anybody have any questions? Something you didn't understand exactly, you want to know for sure how to use or what it means? Lots of words in this one. It's kind of a simple idea. I think you guys all get the idea, but in terms of the language used in the article, lots of good language there with some specific vocabulary, words, and expressions used about this type of idea, but also kind of about a product, you know, a business, an how do you help solve a public health problem, that type of thing. So it's pretty good
Lisa,
little article. Yes, Bruno?
what is the meaning of it is the absence of a seal on these toilets?
Yeah, so if you have an absence of something, it means it's not there. So a seal is when you have an opening and you close it, you seal it. So it means there is no seal. Does that make sense? So absence of something means it doesn't exist. There is none there.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So if we look at these latrines here, for example, or something like this is in Africa, for example, this picture, it's not very big. You can see it's just a hole in the ground. There's no way to cover it and seal it off, you know. So you can imagine like all of the pee and the poop is just sitting in there, you know, and you can imagine the smells that come out and the flies that might be around it, that kind of thing. That's the idea, yeah. So if you have a seal, which happens here, if you put this toilet on, and then this is a seal, it seals it. This picture is kind of hard to see exactly, but I think this is a handle, and then you pull it off, and then you use the toilet, and then you know, let me see if there's a better picture of the toilet actually. That's one of the main things that they needed to do, is to improve this. Here we have working on different models, it looks like. So something like that. There's Bill Gates. So apparently you just, you know, the toilet, you actually pour the water. So you open it, you pour the water down to make, you know, all of the waste go down, and then the seal comes back up and closes it off. And then you can put it on, so then you don't have to, it's not open, basically, the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So apparently it's working, so that's good. Good idea. All right. So what do you guys think about this idea? Toilets, obviously, I was saying in the chat, you know, modern day developed people, you know, people who live in developed countries, we are pretty used to using toilets inside the house. You know, all you do is go to the bathroom, you flush it, and you don't have to think about it at all. So this is an interesting thing. Oh, we lost Hamid. Ishmael, Hamid shared that in Turkey you have 2 different toilets. Is that true for every house?
Actually, generally in small cities, villages, and people use I don't know, but traditional type of toilet. In big cities generally use international type of toilet.
Okay.
In some houses there are both of them,
Both
but
of them.
for example, I have at my home 2 toilets, and both of them are international toilet.
Yeah.
It is easy to clean and more comfortable than the other, I think. But some people think that the traditional type of toilet is more healthier than the other.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, I don't know
if it's true or not.
If it's scientifically or actually true or not,
Yeah.
but especially for men,
Yeah.
it is more healthier than the other. People say men can
Interesting.
pee the whole of
Yeah, it's easier for you
urine,
guys.
urine,
Yeah. That's
because
true.
the body position more comfortable to
To use. Yeah, to
take
use that position.
yes, you can
Yeah.
get empty, more empty.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
People say that. I don't know
Uh-huh.
actually is
Yeah, I've heard that too.
but it is I know that it is not clean, and it is not easy to clean actually. It is a
Yeah.
little difficult
Hmm.
because it spread off some
Oh, okay. It sprays.
uh,
Yeah, it sprays
yes,
out. Yeah, sprays
yes.
out. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we used up all our time, and I have a speaking class in the next hour, which I have to go start. So thank you guys for coming to this hour, and hopefully you guys learned something interesting. I didn't know about the toilet before I found this article, so I'm glad if it's helping people in India. That's wonderful. And maybe I'll see you in the next hour, and if not, have a good rest of your day. Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Bye. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another English class here on verbling.com. My name is Lisa, and I'm one of the English teachers here at verbling.com. And in this hour, I'm going to be offering an English reading class. So if you have a reservation for this class, then you can use it now. If you don't have a reservation and you are a Verbling member, then of course you can join at any time. When you see the join class button, it's up above the video. This is a live streaming class right now happening on verbling.com. And if you want to join, you do have to be a member of Verbling. Okay, so hi Juan Pedro, how are you? Your microphone is muted, Juan Pedro. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. How are you?
Fine, I'm doing well. And you?
Great. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Has it started snowing yet in the Pyrenees Mountains?
I haven't read the history about we are talking about.
Oh, you haven't read. Yeah. No, I'm just asking you a general question. Has it started to snow in the Pyrenees Mountains?
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Yes. I was thinking about the article.
Yeah, no. We're not going to start yet. We're going to wait.
Every day. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Big exam. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Juanma. Hi, Juanma.
Hi. How are you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, awesome. Juanma, where are you calling from?
I'm from Spain, from Alicante. You know Alicante?
Alicante?
Do you know? Yeah.
I have been to Spain a couple of times, and I lived in the northern part, but I have never been to Alicante.
It's close to Benidorm. Do you know Benidorm?
No, I've never been there before. It's in the south, right? Or more like the southeast.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, okay. Nice. You must
Nice to
have
meet
nice weather there, huh?
Sorry?
You have nice weather in that part of Spain.
Oh, yes. At the moment, it's warm, about 25 degrees.
Wow. Okay. So, do you go to the beach?
Yeah, I usually go to the beach until October is possible. Go to the beach.
Wow, great. That's nice. Okay, guys. Well, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Hamid says he might join us a little bit later. So if anybody else is watching and you want to join, if you are a member of Verbling, you can join at any time. Anytime you see the join class button, that means there's space in the class. We can have up to 9 students at a time. And here on Verbling, every hour we have English classes, and also sometimes most of the hours we have Spanish classes as well. And so you have a lot of flexibility and a lot of options for different types of classes to take, and with different teachers. So this hour we're doing a reading class. So we're going to be reading this article, which is from the website called Courts, which has lots of different types of articles about different things. Mostly international things, so different topics related to things that are happening in different countries. So I just wanted to show you where I got it, but when we read, I always, or most of the time, I put the text into a Google Drive document, and then that way we can look at it together, and that way I can kind of manipulate it a little bit, because I like to go over vocabulary words and expressions. And if you have any questions at any time, you can always ask also. So you can read the article along with me by opening this document, or you can just watch the screen. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. All right, so the link is in the Verbling chat if people want to open up the document. All right, so this is about a toilet. And as you can see, there's some pictures here, so you get an idea of a rural village. And that's in Bangladesh. And this is the type of toilet that they're talking about. So it doesn't look like the regular toilet you might be used to in your house or something, but it's a new style that they can manufacture very cheaply and use in these types of places, these villages. All right, we're going to read about that. All right, this $1.85 toilet could save millions of lives. It is an idea so simple it can't fail. To improve sanitation in developing, see if some more people join.
Okay. Yes, this picture is has been taken in Pyrenees area.
Right.
Area. Yes.
Yeah. And is it snowing there
in the
now?
heart. No, in the spring, in the spring season.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Spring season.
Okay. But when does it start to snow? There in the mountains. You know what I mean? Does it start to snow in November or December?
No, this picture has been taken. I remember now in April. In April.
That picture was taken in April.
Yes, it was very snowy year.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
The snow normally is covered these mountains until the month of June. The month of May. Sorry, the month of May.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So a lot of snow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Diana, hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Diana, where are you from?
I'm from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia.
Bogota. Okay. Wonderful. Welcome to class. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my first class in Verbling.
Oh, okay.
I'm very excited because of that.
Yeah, well, welcome. I'm glad you joined.
Okay.
Have you been watching any of the classes before?
No, in my company has a I don't know, has
A
a
class. Okay, has a special
yes,
class. Yeah,
yes.
okay. I see. Great. All right.
Okay,
Perfect. Then you know how it works a little bit. Okay. And
okay.
Bruno, how are you, Bruno?
Hello, Lisa. I'm doing pretty well, and you?
Good. I was just thinking about you yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, I'm not having, much time because of school. I have been so
That's what I was
busy.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
How is
But I'm back
school
now.
going?
Oh, so
Good.
busy, Lisa. So busy
Yeah.
and hard. Yeah,
Hard? Yeah.
yeah.
Studying a lot?
Yes. Do you remember the exam that I told you
Yeah.
that I have? Yeah. So that's just 1 month
One
to
more
to the exam.
month.
Yeah,
Oh,
one
okay.
month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to
Wow.
study a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, keep up the good work.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Is English a part of that exam or not?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
it is?
I
Okay.
think five questions of
Oh, okay.
English in 180 questions.
Oh my gosh.
There's only five.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's a big test. How long does it take to take the test? Like 3 days, maybe 4
It's two
hours?
days. It's 2 days
Oh, 2 days.
and
Oh, wow.
2 days, and I think it's 4 hours and a half.